The governor of Delta State, Emmanuel Uduaghan, has a vision, which he calls a Delta beyond oil. Currently, Delta State is a monoproduct economy that relies on oil for most of its income. But this is about to change. Spearheading the journey towards a non-oil reliant Delta, Governor Uduaghan is keenly developing other sectors of the economy in order to achieve this goal. A key focal point of this agenda is the state's culture and tourism sector, which has seen substantial planning and development in recent years.
The Delta without oil cannot be complete without talking about tourism, so which accounts for the new lease of life, in the tourism sector today. So we are trying to update all our tourism sites, both the natural ones and also draw up a cultural calendar for people to know when our festivals are, places to go to, for our cuisine as well. We are lucky. In a few weeks, Delta will be 20 years old, and it gives us a unique opportunity to reaffirm our seriousness to come into the tourism industry. Today, we are talking about the Delta Leisure Resort, which is like a water theme park in a very small, picturesque village called Oleri. It's in Udu local government area near Warri. It's going to be sitting on over 450 acres of land. It will have water rides, restaurants, branded shops, a museum, golf course, hotels, and all kinds of cinemas and casinos. So that is going to be a major tourism attraction here. It's going to be built by Sana PFM. They're big in the tourism development of parks and all of that. They built some in Hong Kong. They're working in Russia and Namibia right now, and of course Nigeria as well. So that for now is one of the major things that we're looking on. Our conservative estimate in the first year of operation is about 1 million visitors. So that for a state that is not known for tourism, that is really major. We're also trying to encourage, internal tourism or community tourism or domestic tourism so that people can move from place to place. We're also trying to create a tailor-made event. Carnivals are in now. With the success of Calabar, everybody wants to have some form of street carnival or the other. So but we want to have ours on the water. So we want to have major regatta carnival, and looking on minimum of 200 boats decorated in all kinds of colors, and dances and paddlers in all of it. So we're looking forward to having all of that come together.
We're looking at a situation where we want people to come into Delta State and have it that, maybe at the end of the year, I want to save up and visit Delta State. All we are aiming at is to make sure that Delta State becomes a destination. Not only a destination in the South Nigeria, but a destination in Nigeria, because the project on ground is one of its first kind in West Africa.
Delta State is fortunate enough to be endowed with both natural and community-based tourism potential, as well as the ability to offer a uniquely Deltan experience. This opens the state up to a wide range of tourists and ultimately investors. As was expected, initial foreign investment interest was minimal. But with the success of the state's three-point agenda, particularly its focus on peace and security, Delta State has been able to reaffirm investor confidence.
When you talk about tourism in Delta State, which happens to, when people say Niger Delta and you say Delta State, people think that everything in Niger Delta happens in Delta. So you have to completely deal with that and disabuse their minds from that. One of the major planks upon which this government is established is achieving peace, because it's only when you do that that investors will come, and that has what it was a few years ago, about 5 years ago, is nowhere near what it is now. I mean, you are here, so that has helped in making sure that investors are more willing to listen and of course start coming in. And something fantastic also is happening in government right now. We are trying to create a one-stop shop for investors to come in. So the time you come in and settle in and start business is going to be shorter, because we have a one-stop shop now for investors to come in. So people that I'm having to deal with on an individual basis before, or as a ministry, I can now move all of them to the one-stop shop, and they will be able to help you register, handle legal issues and settling down issues, and just make it easy for you to come in and do business. So all of that will attract, tourism here. Besides, we have the numbers. Nigeria is probably, the biggest market in the whole of Africa. So the numbers are here, and when you cut through the red tape of, government and procedures and bureaucracy and all of that, the profit is actually something to talk about.
The governor had a press conference last week where he did inform us about the huge investments that are coming to the state. So we are going to see a lot of pressure on the existing infrastructures, pressure in terms of housing, pressure in terms of hospitality businesses. So what it means is that people, good investors, can then see Delta as a very good avenue to put in their investments. Yes, we've done our study and we found out that the place is virgin. There's a lot of potentials in that area. As I did say, Onitsha Market, which is just the neighboring town with the state capital, has over 20 million people. And the market is the biggest market in West Africa. So you see a lot of traders from China, from Middle East coming to Asaba, to the Onitsha market. And with the airport, as I said too, it becomes a lot more easier for some of these investors, for some of these traders to stop at Asaba.
My advice to investors is that they should come and invest. It's capital intensive, but they should think of quality. They should exhibit quality as they invest. If they come here and invest and operate in a mushroom form, they will lose out. But if they follow the quality and the standards, they will reap whatever investment they make. Because we got a lot of tourist ground in Delta State. The Buwanda, the Bulokiti Lake, and so many others. If I take you out here, you won't like to go. You feel like staying in Asaba. And Asaba is proxy to everywhere. It's accessible to these places. We have the Iri Bible site in Delta State. So it's just a few kilometers away from here. We drive to that place. So Asaba is the center point.
The investment opportunities are wide-ranging and include everything from restaurants and bars to ferry services. The hospitality industry is one sector that is already seeing the benefits of the investment influx. Indigenous brands are expanding, whilst foreign name brands have also ventured into the state. This has undoubtedly led to competition that is driving up the standard of service and bringing down the cost.
The state is also making various efforts at boosting tourism. There are some parks that are building within the state capital. So we see that very shortly there's going to be pressure on the existing hotels in Delta State. So there will be need for more of such international hotels of protest standard to be set up in Delta State, to be able to not only meet the immediate need for Deltas, for people coming to do business in Delta, but also to meet the need of neighboring states.
Benicia, for instance, got a standard facility. It's a world-class facility we operate. Our management is a world-class type. We could cope, we could compete very well with Protea or Maslot, whatever name internationally. We got the standard facility equipment, our beddings standard. Whatever we do in Benicia is of international standard. We got an internet system for you can be in your room and be in your country. with your internet system. So we are ready.